there's a beauty to using what you've learned and to put it into practice, these random facts you accumulate over years and years. And this past week working in the hospital, I've sort of experienced that, right? Because there's all these things that you learn just randomly, right? Like the fact that stroke patients, while some of them can't talk, they can sing better. And I read a book by Sachs about that, where it talks about music and the ability to change people's behavior and make their mind work somehow. Also have personal stories I know of that happening, right? Like in my medical school, there's a story of this guy who used to be, I guess, an animator or something for Disney. And so after he had a stroke, he can't talk, but if you speak to him in a Disney voice, he'll respond in another Disney voice, like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck, for example. Which is strange and funny and something I just happened to hear about. And my friend knows that because her mom had a stroke. But the thing is, not all people know that. Maybe not all speech therapists know that, are the people who work with stroke patients. But I was able to help in that way, just a little bit. And it's all these little facts that you learn and then you make it useful, right? I mean, one thing is useful just for conversational purposes. So Ken Jennings, one of the winners on Jeopardy, one of the most winningest winners, shall we say, he read encyclopedias and those kind of books just so he could have something to talk to people about. He said that, we share something in common. They mentioned where they're from. I read about it. I said, oh, you in that place, blah, and there we go. We connected, right? And I think I just learned it for fun, right? And just hear about stuff and stuff sticks in your head. But it's really cool when stuff becomes useful. And I remember the movie Pixel, right? It's about, two friends from childhood, and one grows up to be president, other is a loser, right? Works at Best Buy as a Geek Squad guy. They don't say Best Buy, obviously. But he's a good video gamer, and he ends up using his skills to save the world, which is obviously contrived, far-fetched. It's a movie, right, from Hollywood. But it's a very interesting concept, and it really resonated with me because I feel like we go through life learning stuff, right? And it's fun to learn, but it is great when it comes in useful, especially those bits that you thought never would be useful. They're just factoids for trivia shows. And I think that's the thing about life. Is life about learning? Or is life about using? And why is it so often that these two things conflict, right? So many people who are successful don't learn stuff just for fun. They learn stuff if it could be useful. And I think they miss out because there's so much stuff out there that's just cool and interesting. And then you have the people like the maybe, fake story of the guy who kept on going to college forever or studying because he had this inheritance, and the rule was that as long as he's in school, everything's paid for. But when he finishes, he has to fend for himself. So thus, he just kept on studying and never put into use. And that's an allegory, probably. But the question is that good or bad? Is that something that you would want or not? So the best of both worlds is you learn and use. But many times we learn stuff that's not useful, like basically most of school. Sometimes we learn stuff outside of school that becomes very useful. Not everybody learns that because it's not essential, not mandated. And then we have the last category where the two mix. And that's a Hollywood dream come true.